Coming up, we're going to be talking about maybe the worst movie of all time. Maybe I've used this intro before, maybe I haven't, but it does apply for this movie. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sacred Rewatch. My name is Ethan Bronson, and this is where we are rewatching every project in the MCU and beyond in chronological order, leading up to Avengers Doomsday. We are watching literally everything so you don't have to, including this magnificent film, Fantastic Four Stick, whatever it's called. The Fantastic Four, the 2015 rendition. Please make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and give a 5-star review on whatever podcast platform you are listening to. I do want to put a quality control thing out there right away. I cannot guarantee that this is going to be a good episode by any stretch of the imagination, or that it's going to go particularly long. Not sure what we're supposed to talk about. We did have to postpone this episode by a week or so bear with us. This is more of a check the box episode. I know, Brody, we're all for quality, Wyatt, we're all for quality, but we are just kind of going through the motions today. Today, I am joined by Wyatt.
Good afternoon, everybody.
And our resident philosopher, Brody.
Hello, everyone. How you doing?
How are you guys doing? And most importantly, on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you to talk about this movie today?
I'm pretty excited.
I'm pretty fantastic. Gotta get the first fantastic in for the episode. Actually, no, you already said Fantastic Four. Never mind, I'm leaving the show. My bad.
It's okay. No, you don't gotta do it yet. You don't gotta do it yet.
Cool.
So, this may be the lowest score I've ever given a movie.
Ooh.
It got zeros, not in one category, but 2.
You guys zeros?
Zeros.
Mine got 0 in 3 categories.
Holy shnikes.
Brody, overall,
You know what's
let's
funny?
just get into the score and then...
Before we
we're
go
not
into our
gonna-
scores,
What?
I thought it'd be a funny idea. Before we go into our scores, I had this funny idea because today's April 2nd. So like a couple of days ago, I was like, you know, it'd be funny if for an April Fool's joke, we found the worst rated superhero movie out there and we talked about it like it's amazing. And then upon my research, I realized that the worst rated superhero movie out there was just the movie we'd already selected to do for our weekly recap. It is this Fantastic Four 2015. So
That's super funny, dude.
We are...
That's crazy.
I'm going to be honest, we're kind of in a stretch here. Like really, really, really bad movies. And this is kind of the kickoff. Next week, we're going to be talking about the Blade trilogy. And then the following week, not only do we get to watch Daredevil, Ben Affleck, we get to watch Elektra with Jennifer Gardner. So,
That's my favorite part of the Daredevil show.
maybe, instead of telling you guys what the score I gave it actually was, I'll give you the reverse. I gave this movie a 23. Phenomenal film.
Legendary.
What about you? Did you give it a little bit higher?
I give this movie a 22.
Wow. I gave this movie a 10.
Okay, is that a real 10 or is that a fake 10?
That's a reverse 10. I'm doing the same thing you guys are doing.
She gave it a
the movie
15.
a 15.
If my math isn't mistaken. Brody.
I swear
was
I'm not rage baiting.
unwatchable
No. I swear I'm not meeting the allegations.
I'm
that
starting
this
to
is
not
rage
believe you.
baiting, dude.
Like, I don't believe you when you
No,
say, I actually thought it
genuinely.
was kind of good. Dog, this movie was bad.
No, I swear, I watched a movie. I watched it. Are we jumping straight into it?
Go for it.
Yes.
Okay. So I thought this movie was going to be absolutely like horrendous from what I've heard, right?
It is.
In the beginning, I was like,
It is.
the line that made me cringe the hardest was when the Thing's brother, Ben Grimm's brother, goes, "It's clobbering time," after like swinging on him. And I was like, oh, this is bad. I was like, this is bad. You know what I mean? This is like self-awareness too much, you know what I mean? But I think it's not my favorite Fantastic Four movie by far. But I honestly didn't think it was a bad movie. Like,
You know,
there's genuinely
was
stuff in this
thinking-
movie.
You know,
that I
it's
was
not my favorite
enjoying.
either. I'll tell you that much.
You know, we're talking about ideas we had for April Fool's Day. I almost thought about doing the intro, me going on here on a solo pod saying it's bad and then ending the episode. I almost thought about doing that.
Right?
But it's not fair to our viewers, our very loyal subscribers, our commenters, and a Brody. You know, who wants to edit a show where the intro and the outro is 4 times longer than the actual middle part of the podcast? So I wasn't going to do that. The classroom scene, that's the first example of this movie just being terrible. I can't get this kid's look off my face when he's walking past him and he just like mean mugs him like it's a comedy. He goes,
there's
like,
but there's
it's
parts about
so-
that stuff that I didn't like. It's kind of cool to see a different take on them. Like, it's kind of like some of the Snyder stuff. Like, I don't think some of the Snyder stuff was the best, but when you get the same stuff all the time, it is kind of nice to see, like, well, let's see what Ben Grimm and him being friends when they were younger was like. And I didn't hate that part of it. I like I said, I think the brother saying the line was pushing too far. But then in the classroom and stuff, I don't know. I thought the kid actor for Miles Teller, that kid looked like a young Miles Teller. That was kind of crazy. That's
He
some
did.
crazy casting.
It's cool
But
to see
for me-
Reed's intellect displayed at such a young age because you don't really get that too often. So, you know, it was somewhat interesting
Totally.
to see, like, oh, he's a genius. Like, he's 7 years old, not 7, 11 years old, creating interdimensional travel.
Yeah, totally. No, it's super cool.
And I think what's frustrating to me about this movie, like, I'm really not going to jump around. You know, this is a Fantastic Four movie. We've already talked about the Fantastic Four story twice. I'm not going to go and tell you guys, oh, they went to space, you know?
They didn't go to space, but they did go to space.
They went to an alternate world thing.
There's an alternate dimension.
It's dumb. That's what it is. But
They went to
how
Doom.
is it possible that you have like some of the greater, I'll say Michael B. Jordan's one of the greatest actors of our generation, but Miles Teller, I think, is getting there. But how can you have some of like the greater actors and actresses of our generation, and it seemed like they have never gone to acting school? They've never acted in their lives. It's appalling. I will say, before I rage on and on and on, this movie has one thing going for it. One thing. Anybody want to guess what I think the one thing is going for this movie?
Mr. Storm?
No, because I have something interesting. I don't want to steal yours, so I won't guess.
Doctor Doom aura farming in the hallway. That's the coolest part.
That was pretty sick.
It was not my guess.
What about when he like first wakes up and he like holds up his hand and the one doctor's like the doctor's just shaking. I was like, all right, saving some CGI budget there. Yeah, just when he holds his hand up, just like Kylo Ren freeze and just like shake a little bit. I was like, all right.
Wyatt, what were you gonna say?
I think,
That you-
yeah, I think the one redeeming is not the word because it doesn't redeem jack squat. But the one legitimately interesting part of the movie, it's a very, very small scene, but I like how them getting their powers actually has a little more explanation of why they have whatever power they have. Like when they're traveling back to the real dimension, a bunch of rocks fly into Ben Grimm's thing, and that's why he's all rocky. And right as they're traveling, Johnny's has a gas leak, and Johnny catches on fire. So that's why he has like fire powers. I'm not sure why Reed stretches. I don't know. I looked like 3 times trying to find a reason.
But it
why
was cool though.
But
when he woke up and he realized he was stretched out, I thought that was sick.
Was cool.
And he all passes out. I thought that was sick.
So I thought it was a little cooler than just like arbitrarily Ben Grimm becoming Rock Man and Human Torch just being Fire Guy for no reason. Most of that goes out the window with your god awful writing from hence that point on in the movie. But this movie is a textbook staple of the Dark Knight effect, where the Dark Knight came out and that trilogy is amazing, and then every single superhero movie for the next 5 to 6 years afterwards was trying to be this dark and brooding, realistic take on these superheroes. And this movie, the color grading is dark and evil, and everyone's always like brooding and sad. And I do think the body horror elements are actually kind of interesting because, most Fantastic Four don't get that. Like, Johnny not being able to turn his fire power off at all is a pretty, it's a bad thing. Reed needing the suit to keep him together because he's just, stretched all the time. It's cool. So I think the body horror part is a little interesting. But, again, it's just kind of there, and it doesn't actually do much for the actual story outside of, the cool little reveals at the very start, how they kind of can't turn their powers off. Outside of that, it really loses me.
Well, Brody, I want to have a filmmaker's conversation with you on this
I
one,
thought you were going to say an intervention.
No.
It was probably at this point, yeah.
I know you won't disagree, or you won't agree with me on this particular take.
Okay.
But to me, and I really mean this, and no offense to the people that made this movie, because I know it takes a lot of time and money and, creative thought. But truly, how is it possible to make this bad of a movie? They spent so much time.
It's always possible.
So maybe to you can relate to a different movie, right? But truly, this is their job. They're getting paid this much money. I don't understand. And I was thinking about this when I was driving for 10 hours. How? I understand if somebody made a movie on their phone and they edited it on iMovie, but I don't get how this is your life and you make a bad.
No offense, by the way, but
yeah,
how is this your life?
How do you have so much money and your movie's so bad?
That's what I'm trying to understand here.
That's so funny.
He never fixes
and
that.
Here's the crazy part. The script was already given to you. You don't even have to. You've got years and years of validation of the story working well. And you're like,
$120 million budget.
Okay. I'll give him benefit of the doubt. Normally half the budgets go to marketing. So it's $60 million gone.
No. $120 million, and it also had a substantial marketing budget. Is what I was reading.
Right. Ethan almost shed a tear.
Dude, we're in the wrong business. That's the problem. We're in the wrong business.
Dude, I just wish the Thing had some shorts, man. If the Thing had some shorts in that forest fight with him, had a little better color grading instead of being the most horrific orange. It's the forest just turns into, when you get those future flashbacks of Batman in the Snyder movies and he's in the desert, that's what all the forest shots look like. They're just super, super orange. But if the Thing had some shorts and that had better color grading, I would like this movie a little more.
They don't even team up.
And no Club Rental.
Until the very, very end of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah.
And they don't even team up in a team up. They just kind of fight Doctor Doom. Who's not even the lack. Oh my god! I'm afraid. Doctor Doom's mouth doesn't even move because he didn't want to spend the money to CGI visual effects his actual face.
I'm really struggling.
I just wish we saw more.
Did they mention Latveria at all?
They did.
Yes.
in the beginning when he first shows up, I think.
and at the end, right?
He's in his
Yeah.
goon cave.
He's like, you're from this group of
The
people.
Doom
You have people or whatever. I think it's when Mr. Storm's talking to him, right? I thought he brings up where he's actually from because he's like, no, I'm Doom now, blah, blah, blah. I just wish we saw more of that. Like, I think the concept is cool, at least, of, like, I have these visions of, like, I need to destroy all this stuff. But they just don't, like, elaborate or show us what he saw on that planet, which is kind of cool because you get, like, him coming back at the end. Like, that was kind of sick that he just kind of showed up. But I just wish there was some time in there to kind of jump back and be like, well, what did he see? You mean, or maybe if it was when he was on the table and they were trying to operate on him or whatever, if maybe you saw for a second what he was seeing in his head when he's passed out or something. Like somewhere in there, I just need a little more what he's seeing to get his perspective.
I don't get it. I don't. I'm sorry, but I don't. Like, and to me, I think this is the bigger issue with the Fantastic Four, that it was 20th Century Fox, right? Do they have the rights, or was it? Who's producing these movies
Yes.
before?
It was 20th Century Fox in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So, the Fantastic Four are this like world-renowned comic book story.
Yep.
And in 1994, they make a movie simply just to make sure they don't lose the rights. Kind of dumb when, like, in the 60s, this was like probably the most popular Marvel story that you had.
Mm-hmm.
You make a movie just for the sake of making a movie. You intentionally don't release it. The early 2000s rendition of the Fantastic Four, I'll give them credit. They made a decent product. I don't think they really understood with like where technology was. They couldn't really like fully produce a Fantastic Four movie that they wanted to. And it had success because the story was still there. The characters were still there. It's just, wasn't fully fleshed out. So they make a second one. I think it's good. We've talked about it. It's not they get props for it being an hour and a half. And then you don't do anything with it. And then you make this, which I do think struggles from the Dark Knight problem. Like, kind of just making a movie to make a movie, and because it's following trends, it will do good.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at Dark Knight, it's not good because it's a super gory movie or it's super dark, it's super violent. It's because it's a good movie.
Because it's amazing.
It's the thing that's kind of crazy to think about is just 1 year after this movie comes out, 20th Century Fox had Deadpool, which is kind of crazy to think about.
Oh yeah, 2016.
All it was 1 year off, and then they kind of had what was, I guess, since the X-Men, kind of their big hit to kind of re-enter mainstream with that stuff, which is pretty crazy to think about. You know?
No, it is
about this movie.
Hey, Reed Richards is a lightweight. That's what this movie taught me. I honestly do like Sue and Johnny's relationship in this movie. Honestly, I mean, it's pretty much the same as any of them, but
she's adopted, is that right?
Yes.
Well, yeah.
And then there's that awkward moment where Miles Teller's like, I am. And then she's like, you are? And he's like, well, no. I just always kind of felt like I was. It's like, that's not the same thing. What are you talking? I don't know why, but he like agrees to what she's saying. You remember that scene? It's like when they're working on the stuff. She's like, yeah, I don't know. That was just a weird scene. But
the
one thing that's funny is
I think
the Fantastic Four theme in this movie, though, sounds just like the Camino music from the prequels. And I think that's why I gave the score some points. Like, kind of sound like they were stealing it, but it kind of matched the vibe of the movie when they were working on the project and stuff. And I know I said I wasn't a fan of the government getting involved in this stuff, but I kind of like how it just made them go, hey, let's do it
kinda do
before they
too.
change it. You know what I mean? What'd you say?
I kind of do like the government like using
Yeah.
them, like using the thing as a weapon. I actually do find it somewhat
Yeah.
interesting.
And I think that actually plays off of you're dealing with a younger Fantastic Four, so them trying to sneak through and do it before they do fits with their
Mhm.
characters in this movie. Where if they were older,
I don't know the actor's
Fantastic Four,
name,
like I don't know if they would.
but it's the guy who just played the Thinker. Oh, I shouldn't say that. Actually, that
The
might get
Thinker.
canceled for that from Ethan. He plays Mr. Blue in The Incredible Hulk. The guy who gets knocked
the
over and gets
leader.
his thing dripped. Yes, the leader. Sorry, the Thinker's
Oh.
the Flash.
Honestly,
Plays the
the
leader.
Thinker
He
more of an accurate name for him. I'll let it slide.
Okay, cool. The Thinker. No, he's probably the most talented actor in this movie, just off his like career repertoire before this. So once he kind of shows up as the government guy, he is a little interesting when he's on camera, just because of his. He just, he's the most convinced. He's the most realist character. It feels like you recognize him. Not relate to him, but like the actor. You've seen him in tons of stuff. He does a good job. Somewhere he's kind of there doing his whole like government bureaucracy BS. There's a little bit interesting stuff there.
Yeah, I did recognize it. For a second, it took me a minute to remember who he was because he had, I mean, it was more accurate to his age now. And I think well, spoiler alert, he's in the 4th rendition of Captain America.
What?
And I think
What?
Yeah.
Wait, are you talking about a wait?
There's
Oh,
4 Captain
yeah.
Americas?
From what I've heard about that makes sense. Because it's all from whatchamacallit, right?
I wasn't messing around. I actually
There's a
knew
lot
that
of stuff from
completely.
whatchamacallit.
I didn't know Brody
The
wasn't doing a joke.
multiverse.
What? No, it's not.
Oh, I
It's
don't know.
from.
I was just saying
He's in the Hulk.
it's all from.
No,
yeah,
I know.
yeah. Okay.
So it took me a second to recognize him. That's all I'm trying to say. This
Gotcha.
conversation, I'm having a really hard time with.
I think the dialogue in this movie is pretty
sorry.
terrible. Like that scene in the library when Reed talks to Sue is painful to watch, especially when you're trying to not set these two up, but comic book wise, these two people are like one of the most famous comic book husband and wife relationships in comics. So watching that painful conversation they have in the library where there's no chemistry with two of them, and they're both talking like they have some sort of social anxiety disorder, which I'm not going to rag on social anxiety disorder, but it's just, that's not a part of those characters, and they just have no chemistry in any single scene they interact with each other. Every conversation is so stagnant and weird. Even the conversations between like Ben and Reed are weird. And I don't know if they're doing that to show that like, hey, these people are total nerds who can't talk to anyone, like, you can't talk normally. But it's just, you don't really need that. And it just makes the movie kind of hard to watch and follow. And then you have that god-awful line at the end when Mr. Fantastic's like, we need a team. He's like, Reed and the Wonderful Three or something. And then
The
someone's,
Ultra
I can't remember who,
4 and the Big 4.
yeah, and then someone says something about Fantastic, and just the thing goes, say that again. That is awful. That is just
Actually,
terrible
no,
writing,
it's the
man.
other way. The Thing says it's fantastic when he's looking over the thing.
That's fantastic. That's
And
fantastic. And then
The
he's
Miles
like,
Teller
say
goes,
that again?
say that again?
Yeah.
That's actually a
And then,
really good impression.
the
That
end.
was very good.
Right? But,
I
this scene
don't
wasn't as bad
like
as I
Miles
thought.
Teller. I'll
There's
say
a
that
gap
right
in
now on
between
the
them most of them,
podcast,
though.
live on the Sacred Rewatch. I
What?
dislike Miles Teller. Yeah, I just think
In
his
general or in
face
this
is-
movie?
In general. I've never seen him in a movie and be like, oh,
Wow.
the new
We're never
Miles
getting
Teller
him on
movie's
the
out,
podcast
guys.
now.
we
What a
gotta
hater.
go see the new MT flick. Like, I just don't like him.
Edit
It's
in
something
a
about his-
clip
You're a
of
Knicks fan, and that guy is a notorious 76ers fan.
edit in a clip
I do
of
hate most
Wyatt
Philadelphia sports teams.
in Whiplash, and Wyatt's like, not quite my tempo, and he's like, all yelling at him.
He's
We'll
actually,
cut that in.
I'll give him his flowers. He is good in Whiplash.
Oh,
But
now you're switching up already. Stick to your
no,
opinions. Come on.
I'm giving him his flowers. Okay.
Okay.
No,
okay.
and
I have
Fantastic flowers. Say that again.
And
Yes.
that movie has
Say
a fraction
again.
of this budget. It's got a fraction of the shooting time. Whiplash they shot in like 18 days.
Well,
The
I
movie
is
Whiplash had a much
impossible?
more talented. Whiplash had a much more talented director on it, I assume.
The movie or the short film? Well, yeah, the
movie.
director for that did La La Land and stuff, right?
That's right. I was trying to remember what it was.
Is it Justin Horowitz? No,
This is
that's who does the
J.K.
music.
Simmons in Fantastic. If J.K. Simmons was playing this Mr. Storm, 10 out of 10 movie probably. You know.
I want photos of the Human Torch. Nope, terrible. That was a bad impression, but you got the idea.
Are you rushing or are you dragging? I don't know.
Are you fantastic? No. Say that again.
Say louder.
Starts playing the drums. Hey, I do like that for someone who's invisible, we do actually get to see Sue having more force field abilities and stuff. I do think her having them float is kind of funny. Like when they're like, I thought there was 4 of you at the end, and then there's 3 just floating in the bubble. I thought it was kind of goofy, but like it's nice to see her be able to do a little more, and also just to be like, they're gonna make a. Did they mention the car in this movie? Didn't they mention like in the beginning he was like his other projects, and they were like, I thought you were working on like a car. It was mentioned.
Car. Like,
Well,
no,
until
I did
we
that
get
last
to
summer.
that point,
Yeah.
gotcha. Presuming we're getting to that point eventually, and they would have had a car in a sequel or something if this did well, I think it's cool to start with them just floating around in a bubble and then being like, that's kind of goofy, let's make a car. But I do really like the suits being necessary and stuff. I don't hate the suits in this movie either. And I think in this movie you get a bigger idea of the Thing being mad at Mr. Fantastic. Like him actually being stuck in that room and them not knowing how to fix him. Because the other ones are still humanoids. You know what I mean? Like that's always what is kind of the craziest thing about any Fantastic story. But I just thought the way he was like yelling at him through the vent was kind of like crazy. I was like, it's kind of dark, man, just hearing him yell at him. And he's just like slipping out of vent. But I thought the Thing's performance in yelling, and I didn't think his voice was going to match when he actually became CGI the Thing, and I thought it actually matched pretty decent. Not as well as the last Fantastic Four movies we watched, but I thought it was pretty alright. He just needs shorts, man. What's with the no shorts?
They're
It's
being
like
dark
the,
and brooding.
You've
And he kind
got
of looks like fried chicken more
you've
than
got
rocks.
one
But
person behind you that has fallen to the no pants thing as well. Daisy Duck. She's not wearing pants.
whoa.
What are you talking? Whoa, this is a family
You
friendly
don't know that.
podcast, big man.
No,
Yeah,
I
this
see
is
it
why I need
right
to put the
now.
green screen on.
She's not
You
wearing
think
I
about
put my
pants.
head
dog.
here.
Why does
He's staring
Goofy
at
get
it.
to
Look
wear
at him.
clothes and Pluto does not?
That's a good question.
That's
So
bureaucracy
how
for ya.
does this relate to the DC the Disney Channel extended
got that,
cinema
you get
the
it.
DC ECU? How does this relate to the Disney Channel extended cinematic universe?
Mickey
Just ECUs. Whoa.
Sorry. I have my AirPods on. That's how it relates, is Mickey
All right.
Mouse.
Let's get to the big
He was
questions.
in this movie.
Are we going to see these 4 Fantastic Four members in Doomsday or Secret Wars?
I
Yes.
hope so.
For a comedy bit.
You think they
Right?
show up and die
Deadpool
right
shoes
away?
up. He's got all of their like heads like cut off. And he's just holding
You
them.
bring in Michael
Like,
B.
oh,
I
Jordan.
would love to see Miles Teller's head cut off.
Dude, there's a problem today, man.
Oh, man. I'd like to officially apologize for the statements I made regarding Miles Teller a couple seconds ago. It does not reflect the viewpoints of the Sacred Rewatch.
Dude, wait till you meet Kilometer Teller. It's worth a shot.
I do think they'll
I
bring
hope
him
they're in
back
Doomsday.
to
Or
show
Secret
faith.
Wars.
But because they weren't like invited to the red carpet or invited to be a cameo in the latest Fantastic Four movie, that tells me all I need to know.
I don't know how you would get them back, other than Michael B. Jordan because he was already Killmonger and stuff. Like, I don't know how you'd be like, Miles Teller, I know you are having a good career now. You're doing these fantastic movies. You just did that
come back and poke some fun
A24
at
movie with
Patriot
Elizabeth Olsen and
Cat
stuff.
movies.
Maybe that's how they set it up. They're like,
think
all
that's a
right,
good one.
we'll get you in a A24 movie with Elizabeth Olsen. And Elizabeth Olsen is just like, hey, you should come back to the MCU. Maybe they set that all up, and that was their plan.
We want
to
to
get
kill
him
your
back for
character off
Doomsday.
real fast.
Well,
Right? Just real quick, Doom's gonna kill everything.
I will
that your movie
say-
did.
We definitely could have gotten away with watching this movie after Doomsday, but before Secret Wars, because there is no way in hell that this group makes any appearance, acknowledgement in Doomsday. This is not happening.
I'm honestly so surprised that this wasn't in Deadpool and Wolverine.
I am as
Like,
well.
in any way. Like, I would have thought something. I would have thought, like, the Thing's pants are in there, and they're like, that's why it's not in this movie. Is it got taken to the Void or whatever that place is called? But
There's a
like, they
print
could have done
version of
something
the
like
thing,
that.
and they're like, "Why are you here?" He's like, "I put on pants," and the TVA showed up, and they just sent me here.
That's hilarious. I like that. That's way better. TVA's like, this movie's destined to fail so that you guys can have Deadpool the next year. It was a soul for a soul kind of thing.
What did it cost? Everything.
Right. I do like I don't know, Doom's design in this movie I'm 50-50 on. Like, I kind of like the melted metal idea as a whole. But, like, I don't know why he's glowing. Like, the green glow isn't bad, but he's just, like, glowing from certain spots.
It's aura. That's what it is.
My
I
big
thought the
issue with
cloak
Doom
was
is the
cool,
mouth
though.
doesn't move.
But, like, that feels like the mask to me. So that didn't bother me at all.
Mm.
Because his mask
Yeah,
never
but they made it look
moves.
so. They made it look so like realistic, not realistic, but they made it look like someone on his face.
Yeah.
I want to bring up one question because I am curious. Both of these Doctor Dooms that we have seen, they don't necessarily use magic. They're using like a cosmic power, correct?
Correct.
I'll let Wyatt answer that.
Correct. Yeah, Doctor Doom's a sorcerer, like on the level of Doctor Strange. Like he goes band for band
Yeah.
with magic and sorcery. He like combines tech and magic.
Any last thoughts? This is right now we're 31 minutes longer than I thought this podcast was going to go.
I still stand by it. It's not my favorite Fantastic Four movie, but I would
I'd
rewatch
stand by that
this.
too. I would never rewatch this again. Even if we did the Sacred Rewatch 2, I would not rewatch this one.
Brody, I have a question. One last question for you, Brody.
Go for it.
If they announced, hey, wait, actually, let me ask you a question, a pre-question. What's your favorite director of all time? Let's start there.
That's evil.
Huh?
I don't have that on this. I don't have that on the spot. What are you talking about?
All right. Well,
You asked me the question. Mine's David Fincher.
No. You can't answer this question. Imagine an imaginary director that's done all of your favorite work,
Okay.
and they
very
announce
nice.
that, hey, he's coming back to direct the sequel to this movie. Would you be excited?
Right. Yeah. I mean, why not?
I would
The
be so
director would
excited for a
totally
sequel to
change
this
it, right?
movie.
Yeah.
Say again, what?
I would be
Say that again.
ecstatic for a sequel to this movie.
Why?
Dude, because what do you do going from this? Like, this is such
So,
a hot pile of
You're not
garbage.
excited.
that what
You're-
does-
How do you
you're
market
curious.
it?
You're right. I'm curious, but I'm
You'd be
excitedly
watching
curious. Like, what is
Like how people
what
watch
is the
those
sequel to
YouTube
this
videos
movie?
of car crashes. You're like, I don't really want to see it, you know?
I would. Yep, I would. I would 100% be like, what are they gonna do?
Yeah, I don't know. It was like if it was one of those directors, like that would totally shift the whole thing. You know what I mean?
Breaking news: Christopher
can't
Nolan
choose, like, a good
announces a
director.
sequel to 2015 Fantastic Four after the Odyssey.
That'd be hilarious.
Anne Hathaway plays Sue Storm. You got Matt Damon.
They're
as
gonna
Mr.
recast
Fantastic.
Recast it. It's a
Sequel at
sequel,
that
but
point.
they're just recasting
I forgot
it.
it.
Oh man.
Well, I think that's our sign.
Okay,
I
fine.
think that's our sign.
He's like, we need to do
You
everything
got-
practical.
you got
we are
Matt
turning
Damon
into
playing
a
the
rock
Silver
person
Surfer.
permanently. Matt Damon's the Silver Surfer. It would be
Christian Bale's Galactus.
Christian Bale
Christian Bale's
is
Galactus is
no
is
Christian
amazing.
Bale would be Mr. Fantastic.
No, we can't. He's already cast
could
as Miles
see that.
Teller.
But we're recasting him.
Oh, for recasting him. then it's
Recasting all
Christian
of
Bale.
them to Nolan cast,
Hmm.
dude. You got Maggie Gyllenhaal as Sue Storm. We're only
Oh,
going off of the Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Heath Ledger's,
Oh, yeah.
we're
Okay, Garrett,
CGIing him as Doctor Doom.
Okay, ooh, that's problematic. We gotta get Gary Oldman in there. Make Gary Oldman
For this movie.
Galactus.
No, dude, Gary Oldman as Mr. Storm. Could you imagine? That would have been good. I could see that happening.
I love Gary Oldman.
He's like, nice
Joseph
science
Gordon-Levitt's
project.
Human
I need to
Torch?
go to the
Oh,
roof
that'd be
and turn on
fire.
that.
Literally.
Dude, honestly, you might be onto something.
One more follow-up question. One more.
Yes.
And then if we
Okay.
keep talking about this movie any longer, I think I'm visibly going to get upset.
Invisibly.
Would you want,
Sue Storm.
in the comics,
Get Tom Hardy
the
in there.
council of reeds are a thing.
Cinema.
Would
yes.
you be okay with Miles Teller coming back in the council of reeds?
It would be awesome. If I see the Council of Reeds and I see Miles Teller's big head in that big background, I would lose my mind.
Can't go 5 minutes without hitting on Miles Teller.
And
But
then
honestly-
Wanda goes, "What arms?"
Right? What shorts?
Oh, wait,
That's what happened to the thing.
I guess that's a spoiler.
What shorts? But like,
What
no,
shorts?
honestly, like, what is the Council of Reeds gonna be?
What arms?
We only
The
got
two
What legs?
We only got 3. That's
He
it.
has to be there. Or he has to be there. Or it's not even a council. It's a get together.
Right?
Would it make it funnier to Wyatt that they cast a bunch of different reads, including the one from the original Fantastic Four, including the 1994 Fantastic Four, but they don't include Miles Teller? Does that seem like a direct dig
That would be
at him?
crazy.
Only
But then
if
again, I
there's
don't know
like
how you'd get him to come back.
like a verbal comment of like, yeah, and we couldn't let Earth 4185s read in because that guy's a loser. And like they put a picture of Miles Teller on the wall.
It's like how the Lego Batman movie treats like Green Lantern and stuff. Like how they're just always picking on him. That would be super funny, dude.
He's like bringing them coffee and
dude.
stuff. Guys, can I get on this meeting? And like, no.
I don't know if I have to
Stupid
censor
Reed.
this because this
Number
is a
8.
spoiler. But like, for Jim Halpert's Reed Richards, is his whole universe just characters from The Office? Like, is Creed like
assume
the
so.
thing and stuff? Right? Like, that makes the most sense.
Pam Sue Storm.
Just makes
Stanley's the
sense.
Human Torch. Yeah. It's just all
Doom
there.
is Rainn Wilson as Dwight Schrute.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, dude.
Michael Scott's the
Just
Silver
makes no
Surfer.
sense. I like that. That's cool. No, he would be Mr. Storm, dude. But then again, he's not in any other Fantastic Four story except for this one. Not a thing.
I'd rather see you, bro.
Say it again?
And the chemical reads.
You'd rather see what?
You. I'd rather see you.
What does that mean?
I'd be ecstatic if Brody
What-
was
if
If
cast
you
to
could,
be
if
the
you could
Council of Reeds.
explain what that means that you just said, because you didn't say me in the movie. You didn't say me acting as one of the characters. You just said seeing me, which you are.
No. I want you to be a Reed in the Council of Reeds over Miles Teller.
Okay.
That's
I think Wyatt has to take the spot. Wyatt's like, I
You-
thought Miles Teller
you
was
could
the
lead
Mr. Fantastic from your world, and Wyatt's
the
like,
ultra big, amazing four.
interesting.
Uba. The Uba four.
You sound like that droid in episode 3 when Padme's giving birth. Ooh, all knowledge right
All
there.
right. Well, I don't got much else.
Yeah, I'm scraping the barrel for Fantastic Four 2015 at this point.
Dude. On this episode of, dude, what's the next bad movie? And we'll see if we have to predict now
Blade.
so that it doesn't seem like
the one we're recording next,
Yeah.
maybe.
and then the one after that, Blade 2, and then Blade
And then the
Trinity,
2 after that.
and then Daredevil, and then Elektra.
I forgot, is it actually called Blade Trinity or Blade 3?
It's called Blade Trinity.
Blade Trinity.
They're just like, hey, you know what the Matrix did? Copy paste.
Also,
They did
can
copy
Disney
the
figure it
Matrix.
out? Why is it so hard for us to find the rentals for these things? We had to use what 2, 3 different
There's only ever going to
platforms?
be one Blade.
Well,
Only
that's
ever
going to
be
be
one
my
Blade.
intro for the next. But that is going to do it for this episode of the Sacred Rewatch. We hope you enjoyed diving all over the timeline with us. Catch us next week where we are talking about not just Blade 1, not just Blade 2, not just Blade 3, Blade Trinity. We're talking the whole Blade trilogy. New recap episodes are coming out every week leading up to Avengers Doomsday. We just hit April, which means we are now 7+ months away. I don't know. I don't got the clock in front of me. Wherever you are in the multiverse, thanks for making the Sacred Rewatch part of your journey for all time, always. See you guys.
Bye, everybody. Except for you, Miles Teller.